Broadcasting to viewers in Liberia and across the globe. Hello and welcome to News Today on KMTV. My name is Anthony Kukwe. Wherever you're watching us from, we say thanks for joining our news broadcast tonight. Let's take a look at stories making the headlines. President George Weah submits request to National Legislature for the infusion of $4 billion Liberian dollars. Over stay-home action, government promised to pay teachers beginning December 20, 2019. And former national team coach Dominic Vava George is dead after a protracted period of illness. Welcome once again to KMTV News. We begin with this development where thousands of public school teachers and students are now on a compulsory vacation due to the ongoing stay-home action by teachers on one hand and the closure of all public schools by national government on the other hand. According to the spokesperson of the Civil Servants Union of Liberia, Mobile Johnson, their decision is necessary because they too are badly affected by the ongoing delays in salary.
We think it's a national call for which we are all obligated to uphold it. We feel that this crusade that we are on is basically advocating for the rights of ourselves and our generation behind us. Currently, as we speak, it is our family, it is our children that are actually suffering. Most of them out of school. Most of them also cannot get the needed support that they need from their parents because we ourselves are disadvantaged when it comes to receiving the type of remuneration that we're supposed to get as workers in this country. So yes, the gospel action is holding across the country, and we just want to thank God for the process. Basically, the total number of civil servants we have now in the book is around 73,000. Okay, for which you might not have all a year to our call at once, but gradually they start falling in. You have to understand that when the regime came also, there were some loyalists that came along. Obviously they will have to pay homage to their bosses and what have you. And this is a clear call to all our officials of government, including ministers and deputy ministers, not to intimidate any of our workers. For this is a call that we have made to them, so that at least they have no rights and will be protected as far as the labor arena is concerned. Because when people work, they must be paid.
Well, at the same time, Mr. Johnson has been cataloging in words justifiable reasons for which their action was taken to KMTV microphone on Monday.
The inconsistent paying system that we are experiencing now in our system, that is, sometimes you receive pay after 2-3 months. Okay, we are saying it's unacceptable. Because in the face of this, we can do no significant planning for ourselves. Okay, how do you plan for your next course of action in life? How do you plan for your children? So under this situation, circumstances, you can do no proper planning for yourself. What we find experiencing now is just a hand-to-mouth approach we are on, and we are crediting here, there, yonder. We are just crediting. We even do not know where to go and get to credit. But most schools authorities are fed up with us. We've now given them promises for our children, and some are left with no option but to send our children back to our homes. Okay, while indicating that they will get money to pay, then we send the children to school. Now, another aspect and constraint that we are faced with again is landlords and landladies. They are behind us. Those of us are renting. That the year is coming to an end. They keep hearing from officials of government that public sector workers have been paid for October and November. When actual fact is not true. So is posing tremendous pressure also on us from those that we are indebted to, for which, we are asking our government to just be somehow real with us. If you say you pay, it should be real. That we should see that on our mobile as text messages, and when we get to our rural banks, our rural accounts, to the rural commercial banks, we should be able to access the local cash.
Where the ongoing educational hula battle has been met with mixed reactions in the political corridors of the country, as some Liberians in conversation with KMTV News welcome the idea while others disagree with the idea.
At this juncture, I don't know as to why the workers are going to go school when they have already had an MOU between they and the civil service agency. We know that. We know what the worker is seeing is genuine. But what we should look at now is that how will you go about doing this thing that we are in our first season? We know it is necessary, we know the government owes you. But then let's look at the situation the government is faced with.
The festivals are coming. How are they going to address those many issues that they have before them? For them who are the higher ups, they are clearly water, they have money, they've been taking pay, and they're jumping all around, but the ordinary people are tired now, which I think is not good for our country. It doesn't make any sense in any country that people will say, government officials will say, that they do not have money, but within the twinkle of an eye, they have accumulated wealth, which was also insinuated and admitted by the party's chairman, Molu, calling for an audit. And I think it's about time now that we speak truth to power, and when people behave in a function, in a manner or a way, we should also address it in a safe form and manner, maybe in future they will change.
We are looking at education is very important in this country. For the past 4 years, when they look at our education system, they say education system is a mess. And that's also a big blow to Liberia by saying that education system is a mess. And then today we are looking at teachers at Podichok. For the past few days, they put chalk down first. They said they are not teaching people based on salary. And today they are coming back again, on the bag again, they come back. And then as Sony coming back in the education minister by saying that all schools should be closed, all government schools should be closed, because based on civil servants, teachers don't pay. I see reason into it because our education system now, we need to better our education system. I like that bold step. That's how education minister going to take a bold step. But it's a message again also to Azusoni. We should really scratch on that. We should scratch on it hardly. Talk on it and talk to the president and meet the finance minister, Mr. Samuel Tue, to really look into this and try by all costs and pay the teacher, because the teacher need that to pay in order to improve.
Meanwhile, in the wake of the teachers' ongoing action, the government of Liberia, through Education Minister Professor Ansusoni, has disclosed the planned payment of teachers' salary beginning Friday, December 20, 2019. To this development now, Moserado County Senator Ibrahim Darius Dillon has cautioned young people to desist from tarnishing the reputation of renowned people in the country in the name of politics. Speaking on Monday at the local intellectual forum in Monrovia, the Labour Party stalwart said it is unfortunate for future leaders to be misused by politicians, thus destroying themselves in order to satisfy self-seeking individuals.
I said I support December 30, and I will be there. And December 30, and December 30 is not about we are step down. And I want to say, yes, the immaturity of people who some sedition and the way they copy after John we are not doing. The last person to mess with, that me, in the name of politics. I did not commit for any flash screen. I don't remember a time I see you before or doing now that I'm a senator, that I made a commitment here and did not fulfill it. I don't remember. I'm not like that. Young people, one of the reasons why my vote can look plenty. Everybody who has been president, from early now to president, we are. And those who will be president, they get my number in their phone. They want my endorsement. They want my support. Like it or not, if I say I join CDC today, there will be national holiday for CDC. CDC wouldn't tell me because I'm not CDC. I join CDC today, there will be national holiday. Stop undermining your own credibility and your future. Stop it. You can never tell where you will meet somebody or where you will meet somebody.
Meanwhile, the Moserado County Senator has clarified and re-echoed that the intent of the December 30 protest is not to call for President George Weah to step down, as continuously been circulated in the political corridors of the country. According to him, the planned protest is geared towards putting the government's feet on the fire to implement recommendations proffered to them during the June 7 protest in Monrovia.
I said I support December 30, and I will be there. And December 30, and December 30 is not about we are step down. And I want to say, the in Liberia where it seems to be strange for lawmakers to join protests with the people. Papa Chima was member of CDC, representative. Akawas Gray, George Weah was senator. They all did a protest in a time. It was patriotic, it was nationalistic, it was within the confines of the law. Today, we do it ours. Even as lawmakers, it is not illegal. So, let me respond this way. I will be part of December 30. If they will require me resigning for the country to move forward, I will resign. I'm not bigger than this country. It's not about me. It shouldn't be about love for one man or one woman. It should be about the interest of the country.
A renowned motivational speaker and educator, Reverend Luther Tappet, will Tuesday declare his full membership for the opposition Unity Party. Ahead of the official program, Reverend Tappet, in an interview via mobile with KMTV News, said it is about time to turn the political light for the betterment of the country. According to him, Liberia is becoming a laughingstock to the international community due to what he termed as incompetent, unqualified, and inexperienced people ruling the country. As such, he, as an experienced and professional person, will no longer sit on the fence to watch the country go down the political drain. He told KMTV News Monday that he sees the opposition Unity Party as the best option for him and the country in general. As such, his decision is not mistaken, rather in the right direction. The man of God promised to bring to the political discourse of Liberia great vision, integrity, and experience, something he noticed and alleged is lacking in Liberia. President George Weah on Monday submitted a request to the National Legislature seeking the infusion of additional $4 billion Liberian dollars. The move, among other things, according to the communication, is to address liquidity change facing the country. Namda Singbin is the Secretary of the Senate. He read the President's communication in the Senate plenary on Monday.
Of the Central Bank of Liberia, CBL, I extend seasoned greetings to you and bring to your urgent attention the increasing liquidity needs of the economy. The current liquidity projection of the Central Bank of Liberia, CBL, compared to very low Liberian dollar vault cash positions of both the CBL and commercial banks, makes it imperative for infusing additional banknotes to ease the liquidity pressure as a short-term. Honorable President Pro Tempore, while we are aware that the legislature is currently deliberating on pressing national issues, including finalizing deliberations on authorization to the CBL to print a new set of Liberian dollar bank notes. The existing situation presents a volatile financial environment such that the current Liberian dollar vault cash is very inadequate to meet both current and future Liberian dollar liquidity demand of commercial banks, posing a potential security risk. Therefore, based on the fact that there exists high pressure on the volume of currency in circulation, I request the legislature, in accordance with Article 34D(2) of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, to authorize the Central Bank of Liberia to print and infuse the amount of 4.0 billion of the present currency to ease the current liquidity pressure. I trust that the legislature will respond in a timely manner in the interest of our nation and its people. Sincerely, George Manawia Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia. Mr. President Pro Tempore.
Meanwhile, the Liberian Senate has agreed to confirm the executive governor designate of the Central Bank of Liberia, Aloysius Talib, in the executive. The decision follows the report from the Committee on Banking and Currency, which was read in plenary by Namla Singbe, as it was flanked by other senators discussing the issue in plenary on Monday.
As a result of findings, Honorable President Pro Tempore and fellow colleagues of the Liberian Senate, it is our pleasing duty and obligation to recommend to the full plenary of the Liberian Senate for confirmation Honorable Juro Aloysius Talib Jr. as Executive Governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, CBN. Done in committee room on this 5th day of December 2019. Signed, Senator G. Alfonso Gay, Grand Julia County. Signed, Senator J. Milton T. J. Sano County. Signed, Senator Jonathan L. Kaipe, Grand Bassa County. Signed, Senator Henry Yala, Bon County. Signed, Senator H. Dan Morayas of Maryland County. Signed, Senator Aman Sulu Jala, Barbaro County as co-chair. And signed, Senator A. Marshall Dennis, Grand Julia County as chairperson. Unsigned, Senator Oscar A. Kopa of Margibi County and Senator J. Bravo Brown of Maryland County. Mr. President Pro Tempore.
What is your will and pleasure, Senator Judge Famatendel, Lofa County?
Let me thank the Committee on Banking and Currency for the report. On that note, I move that it could be received and that action for confirmation hearing be taken in executive.
So second.
It has been moved and seconded that the report from our Committee on Banking and Currency be received and appropriate action taken in the executive. All those in favor of the motion say yea. Contrary. Motion carried. Action will be taken in the executive of nomination. Next.
Over now to your sport news. The country's biggest sporting festival, the National County Sports Meet, is set to kick off on January 4, 2020. Currently, preparation ahead of the country's biggest sporting festival is in its advanced stages. G. Andy Kwame, Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, has been laying out the calendar of events of the country's biggest sporting festival at the headquarters of Orange, Liberia, during the official launch of activities marking next year's edition of the sporting program.
Officially, we will kick off on the 4th of January in Ghana, and on the 5th of January, it will take kick-off in the 4 venues: Maryland, Lofa, Grand Cape Mount, and the Sea Passport. Then on the 8th of January will be the second round, and on the 11th will be the final round in the counties. Then we will move to Monrovia on the 18th. On the 18th will be the first day of the quarterfinals. On the 19th will be the second day of the quarterfinals. On the 22nd will be the semifinal. And on the 26th will be the grand final in Monrovia. The third place and the grand final next day on the same day. Last year we tried to play the third place. Unfortunately, we saw a negative result. So this year we want to move the third place and the grand final on the same day on Sunday. So our partner announced that last year they had 3 other occasions. I think you remember a few people were flown to Egypt at the African Cup of Nations who played the round of 1. They said at 5.
The sporting event is officially sponsored by Orange Liberia. What exactly are they involved with as official sponsors of the tournament? Madam Sarah Benson has been explaining more about this year's edition.
What I would like to say is that Orange is a company that is very dedicated to corporate social responsibility, and we do it in diverse ways. Just this year, we've done donations to medical supplies to several hospitals. We've also brought several young people together to come up with ideas to use technology to help solve global issues. We've done things like support different small businesses to help them to be able to promote their business. So those are just 3 completely different things. Because we are using the intercontinental sports league, which is football, but we're also using it to help Liberia by keeping it green and clean. Small bags of water. You know the water bags everybody is drinking their jet back on the street. We have people bring it in, and we have the bins at every single game. And last year, when people brought those bins, those plastic bags, and put it in the bin, it was later on that we had hundreds of winners. They were able to win various prizes. And like I said, we had hundreds of pounds of plastic that was collected and came off the street. This year, we plan on doing the same thing where we will have the bins at every single game. What will be different this year is that as soon as you bring in your plastic, you will be rewarded immediately.
With more sporting news, this time around was side news. Former national team head coach Vava George, after a protracted period of illness, has died. Coach George's health condition of late attracted the attention of the Liberia Football Association and President George Weah, who subsequently shouldered the financial responsibility of his treatment at the SOS clinic in Monrovia. According to reports, his family opted for foreign treatment to ensure his life was safe. Said negotiation was in the making before his death. The late Liberian coach was loved by many players and followers of the game due to his passion, commitment, and disciplinary approach towards the game. Vava became a household name in Liberia when he was part of the coaching staff of the famous George Weah 11 squad, who narrowly missed out on the qualification of the World Cup but participated in the 2002 Nations Cup in Malay. The former Liberian football technician coached several clubs including Mate Barrow, Monrovia Club Brewers, Ganotvi FC, and Gideon Sons, among others. With more sporting development this time around on to women's football, the senior national team and the under-20 women's national team of Liberia today departed the country for neighboring country Sierra Leone, where they will engage in several encounters, that's friendly international encounters, ahead of their clashes with other opponents in the upcoming qualifications of the women's AFCON, under-20 FIFA World Cup qualification and under-17 World Cup qualification. Well, 3 student athletes from Monrovia Football Academy under-15 girls team, Sita Kroman, Blessing Nangbe and Blessing Kiet, are 3 players from Monrovia Football Academy that were named in the under-20 squad of the national team. Kudos to the MFA for their continuous support to women football and the Liberia Football Association as well. Well, with that sporting development, that's how we go home on this edition of KMTV News Today. But before going, here once again are stories that made the headlines. President George Weah submits request to the National Legislature for the infusion of additional $4 million Liberian dollars. Over stay-home action, government promised to pay teachers beginning December 20, 2019. And former national team coach Dominic Vava George dies after a protracted period of illness. We say many thanks to you for always joining our news broadcast from across the globe. On behalf of the entire news team here, my name is Anthony Kukwe. For more news and information, you can log on to www.kmtvlive.com for more information. Until then, my name is Anthony Kukwe. Good night.
Yo, what's up, man? LIB, this is your boy D12. You already know, Mr. Born to Win. I'm gonna be live in Liberia, performing live for the Shintao Bell and Roll Festival that's happening on Saturday, December 21st and Sunday, December 22nd. It's gonna be super crazy. There's gonna be a meet and greet December 19th at the Shinto Rehab. It's gonna be super, and they're also gonna be the after party for the conference on the 20th. It's gonna be crazy. Come out and like make history, man. Your boy D12 is gonna be live. You already know what it is. Let's get it.
Sending battle and the sing I saw a don't be shame. Born you cross age 18.
He's a Johnny on the beat.